the other team doing?
What are the other teams doing? The competition, where it stands. Okay. What strategies? Are these the only thoughts? Good. Fine. This way. Because see, this is open forum. Feel free to speak, even if it appears stupid, it's okay. There may be a good learning behind it. No bar of language. How many of you believe accented English is the only way of good communication? That's big bullshit. I'm sorry for my language, that's big bullshit. Accented English speaking people, when they go to China, they find themselves to be beggars. Begging for translator. Bhook lagi hai. So language English has got nothing to do with communication. Speak at ease with whatever, whichever way you understand and you are sure that somebody else will understand. Okay, so language no bar. Hindi, English, Marathi are the three languages I understand. Anything other than that, you'll have to help me understand. And ironically, by the way guys, you know, how do we communicate?
Expression.
Trust you me on this. Only 7% is spoken word in communication. 33% is tonal value. And 55% is physiology. So, आपका जो body language है, that speaks much louder than spoken word. कितने बार ऐसा होता रहेगा? Sir या कोई आए, good morning sir बोलेंगे, and आपका physiology कुछ अलग रहेगा, तो सर को पता चलेगा दिमाग में क्या बोलता रहेगा, आज भी जल्दी आ गया, हमेशा जल्दी आते हैं, and they keep looking at us, what time is it? So remember that your physiology, body language gives away the real communication. Okay? So don't be worried about 7% spoken words. Be fearless, speak from your heart. This thing, what were the thoughts before you started activity? I'm talking about even before round one.
Sir, we thought that we will be able to make it because the body expression of our whole team was very positive.
True, very true. Okay, one, what else?
We were thinking about our own self, how will we achieve it, rather than thinking about what the others
will do. Very true, very true. So these are the worries and concerns that you have, and maybe a kind of target that we want to do it, we have to do it, and how are we going to achieve it? Anything else other than that? At a very minute and smaller level?
We have some unknown people.
Yeah, somebody said what? Stress? Stress. Stress of what? Let's have one voice at the back, please. When somebody is speaking, have respect for the person. Yeah. Coordination. These were the concerns. So I got the point. Okay. Anything else? Any other? Cool. Your team. What was the thought process before you started?
So how will I perform? How will others perform? The cooperation. Make them understand that this is the task and in that way exactly you have to do.
How are you
it
going
didn't
to
happen for the first time, then from realizing the mistake from the first time, then we rectified and do
That's
it.
fine. That's a process that started ahead. I'll come to that. Are there any other thoughts before you started round one?
Yeah.
Fear. Excellent. Fear of what?
So we have not seen the scenario.
How it will happen? These two teams agree, fear was there.
Yes, sir.
It was one of the things that you didn't identify, it was very much there, they identified. Good. Anything else like this, like fear? What else?
Confusion.
Thank God, I received my word. Confusion. Was everyone confused?
Yeah.
Oh my God, was everyone confused? Yes, is the answer. Everybody was confused. Now my question to all of you is what you did about that confusion. Confusion is good. That gives birth to n number of questions. Rule number 2 said express yourself 100%. What we did, मुझे को नहीं समझ में आया, लेकिन ये सब लोग हाँ हाँ बोल रहे थे, इन लोग को समझ में आ रहा है, मैं इनके पीछे पीछे जाऊंगा. Typical, this is typical. Mistakes that were happening are the evidence of you were not clear about certain things. And that uncertainty and not having clarity about certain things was very much there with you right from the beginning. My question to you is what you did about confusion. How does one solve confusion?
Communication.
What kind of communication? What else? Feedback. I'm still not getting my word. What? Suggestions. Asking questions. The only way to get over confusion is asking clarity question. The moment you ask clarity question, you get your confusion slowly going away. Confusion was good. You all have had it. That was itself a potential for you to do best in that activity. What you did about confusion is usually what we do many a times, even during lectures. The teacher always asks you, okay, have you understood? उसका जोश देख के हम लोग, yes miss, yes sir. हमारा ऐसा ऐसा दिल करता है, लेकिन still we say, yes miss, yes sir. It has started from school, not now. Not now. It has started from school. First and foremost, learning from this entire activity is that if there is a confusion, ask n number of questions. We usually carry fear that यार ये पूछूंगा तो कैसा रहेगा? Will it not appear stupid? It's okay. The only question that is a stupid question is the one that was never asked. It's better to make yourself appear stupid in the beginning than becoming stupid afterwards for not getting clarity. Does that make sense? Does that point really go inside? I'm just going to highlight. See, we are unpacking entire event. We are looking at all the layers of those events. What all things happened. How many chances you have had? In terms of getting rid of your confusion. Many. Just didn't ask. Just stayed there. Remained with your confusion. Asking question, getting clarity is the name of game. Alright? So confusion is the first thing that you could have really got grip on, get clarity on, and that's how it should look and sound. That I have clarity now. Okay, let me ask you. From your home, you reach college. Any time in between, do you get confused? Why? Because you're very clear about what you're supposed to do. You start, you end up at college. Do you ever get confused after entering college? कौन से class में जाना है? No. Do you ever get confused after entering class? कहाँ जाके बैठना है? Not really. Why is that? Because you're absolutely clear what you're supposed to do, and therefore, you perform that task real well. That has become unconscious function. Here, that thing is not happening. Another most important aspect, before I go into emotions, learning and take other points. Another most important aspect, and that is, none of you inquired with me how to do this activity. Probably I would have said, I'm not going to tell you. You have to figure out. That's fine. Has it ever been done? Is that the question you could have asked me? Has it ever been done? And if yes, what is the best timing available for this activity? In management, we call that MIS. Lots of data about past, about current and future projection. Analyzing that data and based on that, doing future forecast. You could have asked me, and if I would have answered, yeah, this activity I have seen some students doing it in 26 seconds. So, entire perception would have changed before the round 1. Round 1, 2, 3, you are trying to cope up with the fact that we just need to do it. यार कैसे भी करके 50 सेकंड के अंदर पूरा करना है. But in order to be number 1, खाली पूरा करके नहीं होता. It has to be a good timing. 100-meter race कोई भी पूरा कर लेता है. If it is not in given time, it is not number 1 performance. So that is another important lesson. You should have inquired with me. Do MIS. Do you feel it would have made difference? If other 10 people somewhere can do the same activity in 25 seconds, why not we? And none of you asked me, this is our strategy for number 1. How are we doing? Are there any changes recommended? Max to max, I would have said, I'm not going to comment on that. Or maybe I would have given you a hint. This is the right strategy, you stick to this. I may. Who would take chance? You should have taken chances by the means of asking n number of questions. When your coordinator came, coordinator, raise your hands, co-coordinators. When they came and explained, everybody was clear? Well, no. Coordinators, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. You should have asked lots and lots of questions. Because they were responsible, they were just a carrier of information. You could have debriefed, you could have completely asked questions and n number of questions. नहीं मेरे को नहीं समझ में आया. Is it very difficult sentence to say? We don't say it often. We always say नहीं समझ में आया. Okay, I understood. फिर घर जाके किताब खोल के देखते, इल्ला कुछ नहीं. पहला फर्स्ट पेज से लेकर 15 कुछ समझा नहीं. टीचर ने डिक्लेयर किया हो गया ये पोर्शन खत्म एंड यू सेड यस डन एंड घर जाके पता चलता है ये समझ में नहीं है. सो व्हाट इज इट दैट स्टॉप्स यू फ्रॉम आस्किंग दैट क्वेश्चन, अ सिंपल क्वेश्चन दैट ओके आई डिडंट अंडरस्टैंड, प्लीज क्लैरिफाई, प्लीज एक्सेम्प्लीफाई. दैट वुड हेल्प. आई एम नॉट सेइंग यू स्टॉप थिंकिंग लॉजिकली और कीप ऑन आस्किंग सेम. फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज गुड क्वेश्चन. Repeating that question is not advisable, but still it's okay. Repeating it 3rd times onwards is a crime. It's a crime. Ask those questions which needs clarity. Get it done and go ahead. Alright? It's like a puzzle and some pieces are missing. You're just asking about the pieces that are missing. The piece that you have, many a times students ask questions like, I have done it this way, is it right or wrong? What your heart says. Maybe you wanted to ask question, will it get me enough marks? That's fine. Ask that question, that is good. Get that clarity. Asking clarifying question is important. Doesn't matter who's coordinator, doesn't matter who has information. Wherever there is a source of information, get it clarified. You have a chance to ask question. Until you're sure, now I no more need to ask questions in order to get clarity. Alright? So MIS is one of the major learning. Another important aspect. Round 1 होने के बाद में आप लोग जब वापस पीछे गए थे तभी वहां पर क्या चल रहा था? What are the mistakes? How to overcome them? Did you identify, pinpointed any particular person?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes.
कौन उसको बताया जाके तू क्या कर रहा है यार? बताया ऐसा? I remember using word. Please give that particular person positive feedback. Not about क्या कर रहा है, क्यों कर रहा है, but how to do it. क्या करना है? What need to be done? Was it done?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
In that case, you should have completed your round 2 successfully. Why that didn't happen? फिर किसी और ने और मिस्टेक किया, तो कंफ्यूजन वापस से बीच में आया कि किसी और को कोई चीज क्लियर नहीं था. I think one team they did first restart on 6 and 9 उल्टे उल्टे थे. बहुत दिल किया रहेगा ना जिसका 6 है यार इसको ऐसा घुमा देगा, ये क्यों ऐसा होता रहता है? But you know what? I wanted to make a point out of that, and that is given. Given is a market scenario, and that you can't change. The only thing that you can change is your approach and how you adapt to that. Okay. So that is fine. That is fine. And you got used to it eventually. But that one team, first person went and made a mistake on 6. 6 वाले को पता चला 6 नहीं है 9 है. Okay. वही टीम में सेकेंड टाइम मिस्टेक हुआ, 9 वाले ने मिस्टेक किया, उसको लगाओ 6. Now 6 और 9 उल्टा पुल्टा था. What you people could have done is 6 and 9, 2 people could have coordinated with each other. Boss, this is 6, yours is 9, but they are inverted. 2 people sharing information that would have really helped you. There were faculties around. Did you ask them questions? about respect for others. And we always have that ego of not asking questions, you know. मैं क्यों पूछूँ? Well, कोऑर्डिनेटर है, टीम है, कर लेंगे, सब हो जाएगा, साथ में चलेंगे, और क्या 11 जन है, मैं तो अकेला गलत हो सकता हूँ, सब लोग तो गलत नहीं हो सकते, चलो चलते. Let's jumping into action. Asking, I mean, these people were there, you could have asked them, sir, with guidance. Remember 2 rules, you have to go sequentially on the number and simultaneous boarding was not allowed. Are there any other rules other than that? None. What you are doing is you are assuming rules. The rule that was not there, that was being assumed. जैसे कि पहले जाने का, लोग पहले अंदर ऐसा जा रहे थे मंदिर में भगवान को पूजा करके धीरे-धीरे करके अपना वापस गया. Guys, run, have halla. I mean, you need to do it in speed, yeah. And then one team, they have that number 1 and number 2. Number 1 would go all the way around. As if number 1 के सामने no entry board लिखा है. See, you have to think about saving time. Another funny part. एक बार किसी का कोई नंबर कोई भूल गया, 4 people around that number telling 12 इधर है. मेरा नहीं है तो मैं नहीं करने वाला. इनकी रिक्वायरमेंट है, then another positive is in one team someone said do it. किसी का भी होने दो 21 number, I don't remember which team. He said yeah, do it, you do it, okay. And but again the one who was supposed to be doing it, he was confused. जाऊं के नहीं जाऊं. कर ले हो जाएगा. So ownership of target usually comes from you understanding what needs to be done in order to achieve the target. If you have to do overtime, do overtime. Okay. These are the points. They are real learning points, and at subconscious level, unconscious level, this has been registered. I'm just unpacking it so that you can take a look at it. And when you take a look at it, I'm sure you're going to talk about it. Even when tomorrow, day after tomorrow, whenever you are going to be there in college, you just look at your own photographs and you will laugh like anything. Oh, was that me? I was running like this, I was doing like this. And then there were some people, they were confused. I don't want to point out which those people are. They really don't know, I mean, when to go on the number. If there is a sequence, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, they can't have that patience till 18, 19 पे जाना. Oh my God, it's mistake. I'm not pointing towards anyone simply because ask yourself within a team, from the perspective of team, did that person have a bad intention? No. That person really wanted to do good in life. We all want to do good in life. Is there anyone here who doesn't want to do good in life? Nobody. We all want to do good in life. We want to contribute. Without that, this teamwork and team game can't happen. We want to do good. But then the methodology sometimes go haywire. And that's where leadership comes into it. That's where a managerial attitude comes into it. A mentor's role comes into it. You will gently remind person that what kind of mistake is happening. That's the reason I use the word positive feedback. Not just feedback, positive feedback. Right? We talked about some emotions which we have given here. Why emotions? Whatever they are. One of the major things that is missing is someone said fear. I just would like to take it forward. Performance anxiety. Fear came from performance anxiety. You know, typical school days में 3rd, 4th standard में रेस चालू होने वाला रहता है. उसके पहले आप खड़े हो and you are sure कुछ ना कुछ होगा और मेरा number 1 नहीं आएगा. And there are other categories who are sure कुछ भी होना तो मेरा number 1 आएगा. And ये दोनों का number नहीं आता है. Somebody who is focused उसका number 1 आ जाता है. And why that happens is because that performance anxiety and or overconfidence. Two extremes, they take over your way of thinking. Your actions are guided by that, and then usually results don't come. What gives you result is somebody who knows what is to be done. As I remember, Virendra Sehwag said once, आपको डर नहीं लगता ये बॉलर का बॉलर को फेस करना, वो बॉलर को फेस करना. He simply said, I play ball, not bowler. If any stupid bowler does a tremendous ball and I get out, I respect that. That was the ball, I was supposed to be getting out. And any tremendous bowler keep on giving me bad balls, it has to be dispatched to the boundary. So that is what you need to understand at core level. What was your job, how you are going about it, and what are things you are doing. Alright? So performance anxiety is there. I had to remind people and teams to please have smile on face and enjoy your work. That is the only way you get the best performance out of yourself and your team. Alright? No person in a team is a liability. How to make them as best performing assets is up to team management, is up to team leader, or is up to coordinators of the entire team. It's up to them. Right? Only one team, I think, they were not playing 3 candidates. I'm going to come back to you on that time. Why I asked you to jot down emotions? Because in absence of emotions, you cannot learn anything. If there is no fear, you will not learn anything. If there is no uncertainty, you will not learn anything. If there is no frustration, you will not learn anything. All these emotions are essential for something in your mind to register as one of the learning that happened. Alright? How does it feel when my people used to say, okay, restart? How does it feel? Why? Why? Anger, frustration, what else? Karte. Yeah, that is true. Time was running out. But why would you feel bad? Was it not because the final target was not achieved?
Yes.
Was it not because I am doing my job best, somebody else somewhere is goofing up? Pahila dimag mein kya the phone. And then you don't know, जैसे मैं कुछ बोलने के बाद you still have that social पे thought, हाँ yes sir, अरे तेरे को बोला था. That can be done positively. You realize what all things, this is the way it happens, even in real life scenario. How you react to these situations is up to you. Reacting positively means it's okay. We still have one more chance. Right? So in presence of emotions, you learn many things. That is one of the points. That's the reason I asked you to jot them down. What are the learnings? Yeah, okay, various learnings. But what are the learnings? Learnings are a gradual reminder to you that this can be done this way. So far so good, you haven't done that. Learning is, if I change my attitude and behavior, maybe I can improve on this. They are learning points. And what are the takeaway points? Can anyone tell me difference between takeaway points and learning? Learning are immediate points, which you, yeah, please go ahead.
That's what I'm
Yeah, learning is
learning
other.
we can implement immediately.
Immediately.
We can apply them throughout our life. Like
Absolutely, and to especially brand new situations. One simple example that I would like to give. छोटा बच्चा, आप लोग ने भी है, मेरा अभी तो बहुत बड़े नहीं हो गए, मेरे लिए तो छोटे बच्चे ही हो. छोटा बच्चा दीपावली में 5, 6, 7, 8 साल की उम्र, उसको फुलझड़ी चलाने का, वो अभी जलाने का, दीपावली है, सब लोग आजू बाजू में, उसके नेबर, बड़ा भाई, बड़ी बहन, पेरेंट्स, आजू वाले बाजू वाले सब उसको गाइड करते हैं, ऐसा नहीं पकड़ने का फुलझड़ी, ऐसा पकड़ने का, नहीं तो चटका लगेगा. थियरी. जिस वक्त उसको चटका लगता है, he understand life में how to hold फुलझड़ी and how not to hold. That is immediate learning. For him, takeaway point is when he goes for a school camp or when he sits in और कॉलोनी में कुछ होली वगैरह चल रहा है, होली चल रही है, he look at it, hot, red, गरम है, धुआं आ रहा है, हाथ नहीं लगाना चाहिए, हाथ जल जाए. That is takeaway. He applied that learning to completely brand new situation. That's a subtle difference. Takeaway points has to be from few of the learning points. But learnings are immediate. Like how not to run in the field where the numbers were kept and all. That was immediate learning. Some people who made a mistake, not to make that mistake again. For them, that was immediate learning. Takeaway point are metaphoric transfer of learning. जो point आप जिंदगी में brand new situation पे apply कर सकते हैं, they are takeaway points. For us, they are important points. Right? Attitude. How many of you believe in positive attitude? How many of you really feel that I have positive attitude? Raise your hands.
Raise your hands complete. Attitude है तो है.
मतलब आधा पॉजिटिव है तो जिनके हाथ आधे खाली है मेरे ख्याल. Okay, fine. Why I asked you this question is, you know what? Most of the games are set for failure or winner even before it started. The way we approach it. If you believe, then it happens. And what we say, what our language is, oh God, ये नहीं होना चाहिए. You know what? Your unconscious mind cannot process negative. I'm NLP person. I'm neuro-linguistic programming. It's a technique by which you understand many things. Our unconscious mind cannot process negative ideas. For example, if I tell you, please don't imagine Cadbury Dairy Milk. In order not to imagine, you have to imagine it. A command to you is, please don't imagine Cadbury Dairy Milk. The moment I say Cadbury Dairy Milk, the unconscious mind will say, yeah, I know this. I can make a picture of it. That is exactly how we use language. And that is exactly what happens in our life. What we don't want, we focus on that. Saying that I don't want this, I don't know. I mean, many of you would like to say, I want to lose weight. The moment you say that lose weight, your unconscious mind says, no, nothing doing, I can't lose anything. Why? Because right from the childhood, mom has been telling, don't lose your compass box, don't lose your pencil box, don't lose your tiffin, don't lose your water bottle. Losing, no, I'm not going to do. So it says, I want to lose weight. It takes it as our weight. Weight I understand. It keeps on getting weight. It can't process negative. You reframe that sentence to, I want to gain a fitness the way I was at the age of maybe 12, 13, 14, when I used to run and do lots of play, lots of cricket and all. Your unconscious mind say, yeah, I understand that. I can do that for you. It's that simple. It's that simple. We usually say, can you give me a glass of water? Somebody will pick a glass of water and give it to you. You know, your unconscious mind says, yeah, I can. It doesn't command that you have to give. You understand? It's literal. And what happens is, why that confusion arises, which we were talking about in the beginning, is because we don't understand how our unconscious mind works. We use too many words to explain things. Some people understand things visually, some people understand auditorily, some people understand kinesthetic, that is touch. The person who is visual, the person who is kinesthetic, if you tell him, see, this is how it looks, he will say, I don't feel, I feel it will be. He just can't imagine that. These are the varieties, and that's why the confusion prevails. The only way is to ask questions, n number of questions. Alright? So there is NLP, and it's a wonderful thing. You go on Google and find out what is NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. It is kind of a operating system for human being. We call that, it's a OS of human being, and since we know what is OS, operating system, we can reprogram it. We can reprogram it. Literally we can reprogram it. Okay? For your own benefit. That way. How and why I'm mentioning this here? Because the way you're talking to each other, the way people were showing their frustration, showing their feelings, the way people trying to control their emotions, all these things are part and parcel of the NLP and the way your mind functions. Why I'm mentioning that again? Because your takeaway point directly correlates with that. Do you feel every one of you went through same activity, same set of rules, and you will be having your own, you will be having a common takeaway points? Do you feel that way? No. Every one of you will have a different takeaway point. Trust me on this. Identify what is your own takeaway point along with team's takeaway point. Try and utilize that. That is the most important. Alright? coming back to something known as principles of management. What this activity required in order to be completed successfully? Come on. Planning and coordination, motivation, what else? Teamwork, okay? Being enthusiastic, concentration, what else? Anybody from the back? Number 19. You almost lost it for your team. But don't feel guilty now. I didn't see that. You understand what I'm saying? Anyone else? What else we need to complete this activity in terms of principles of management? Coordination and all those things. Okay, how do you sequence it? You know why I asked you to step on numbers sequentially? Because number 1 is always number 1 and number 35 is always number 35. What happens when you try and do 35 first? Please start. So how do you sequence the entire activity in terms of principles of management? Before planning, what needs to happen?
Basic level. Basic thought.
Understanding. Understanding what? Situation, shall we call it problem? Before that, what should happen?
The process.
Just tell me, what process?
Understanding the process, like the way we have to start and go.
I want to understand process from your side. What is number 1 step and what is number last step? I'm not taking your exam. I know you have started. Just started. Okay? But this is what we do when we have to go to Pune or when we have to go for a movie. मूवी जाते हैं तो पहला क्या करते हैं? पहला पॉपकॉर्न खरीदते हैं, टिकट खरीदते हैं. टिकट खरीदने के पहले क्या करते हैं? कौन सा शो? अभी मूवी का बात किया, सबका जबान तुरंत खुल गया. I like that. So I'm talking your language. So कौन सा शो? कहाँ पर? डिसीजन मेकिंग. कौन साथ में रहेगा? कितना लोग आ रहा है? उसके पहले कितने का टिकट है? किसी का पार्टी पेंडिंग है क्या? डाटा एनालिसिस. किसी का पेंडिंग है क्या? ले लो उसको बाजू में. ओके. ये सब क्लैरिटी वाला जो जॉब है. वंस यू आर क्लियर, देन यू गो procure tickets. You buy tickets. Invite people, they all come, you hang in there for say about half an hour before the show, and then you go inside, watch movie, maybe buy popcorns before movie or during interval, and then ends, and then you come out in good mood and speak to each other, and then fine, and maybe either chai vagara pina, coffee vagara, and spend quality time, and then you go home. That's the process. If you ask me, it's a complete principle of management. It's in all there. You need to have clarity of thought, clarity of purpose, what you're supposed to be doing. First step. Second step is some kind of planning. How, where, why, who. Once that planning is done, then you come up with some plans. Plan A, plan B. यहाँ गए, वो शो का टिकट नहीं मिला, ऑनलाइन बुकिंग नहीं, अभी बंद हुआ, वो शो का टिकट नहीं मिला. Then what you will do? You need to go to second show, a second place. So that is plan B. Plan A, plan B. Then you come down to a level of actual implementation. We call that action steps. Implementation is कोई विरार रह रहा है, कोई मलाड रह रहा है, कोई अंधेरी रह रहा है, इन सबको आना है मलाड में. The guy who will reach Malad in orbit में, समझो, is the first who stays at Malad. So विरार वाला कभी आएगा क्या? These are all action steps. Once you have action steps clear, then comes the implementation. आप टिकट लिए हो, अंदर जाते हो, मूवी देखते हो. That's the fulfillment of task. Once you're inside, that's it. I mean, the job is done. And finishing is, you need to finish it also. Movie is finished, you have had a good time, and all those sort of things. In this activity, you have had plan, you have had 3 chances. There was a learning from each chance. And you applied that to 3rd and 4th round, and eventually the result that came out, for 3 teams they made it, 1 team couldn't make it. Doesn't matter what is the result. But then you get that fulfillment. That is the finisher. All these things you are going to be taught in next 2 years in detail, with applications, how to apply that in organizational level. But then we all do it, process it, understand it, right? And you don't need to learn principles of management. It's there with you. Just identify how you're going, fine tune yourself, and then suddenly you'll start finding your egos are not coming in between. Your egos are not coming in. Many a times what happens is, मैं क्यों करूँ? मेरा काम नहीं है. All those things, they really stops us from giving our best. Okay? If there is anything that will stop you from giving your best or doing things to your potential, it is your own value system. If your value system says, boss, you're dude, man, you're dude, like, I mean, okay, cool, अभी कुछ नहीं है ऊपर, बाकी सब लोग नीचे, you can't go anywhere. You'll find yourself alone. Teamwork is the name of game. Everything that you do, you need to consider, am I doing it right? Is it ethical? Is it going to benefit everyone? Well, go ahead and do it. Marks are going to be yours. That's individual gain. But can you not increase that tally by doing cooperation, by sharing and caring with people, by doing many other things which will enhance everyone's knowledge? I just know what I know. I'm not bothered about what somebody else doesn't know. If that person happens to be on your project with something, some other thing, you're gone, man, you're gone. Does that make sense? Asking questions, right question to right people. Seniors were there, faculties were there. You could have asked them something. Can you advise us? Can you tell us what do we do? Don't think that you know it all. I declared right in the beginning, I'm just planning to have some good potential learning from you guys. What, how, why, I don't know. My antennas are always on, thinking, किसके तरफ देख के मेरे को क्या learning मिलने वाला है? Have that attitude. Asking those clarifying questions. Okay? As a student, these are the must kind of things. Alright? Quickly, I would want each team to say few sentences about how was the journey of before you started round 1, how it happened and how it concluded. But before we go on to that, this team, why till the last moment you were playing 3 people minus? I asked you this question at the end of round 1, coordinator. So why is that?
So we were -4 actually.
The -4, okay.
The idea was we made a strategy as I discussed with you.
Just hold on. Guys, you need to counter this. I'm not going to answer this. You need to counter. They were playing -4 and you are playing full on. So why is that? Yeah, go ahead, please.
So we had a strategy. We wanted to do this in time. Since we had 3 seconds, we thought if we need lesser people, the individual will hit more numbers. And similarly, we'll meet the target. When there are confusions and certain things which we observed on the field that could not be implemented the way we thought it would.
Well, when at the end of round 1 you realize something, you learn something. At the end of round 2 same thing happened. At the end of round 3 same thing happened. Then why not change the strategy? See.
After following the same strategy for all the 3 rounds, I discussed with the whole team. So they were like, we'll stick to the strategy the way we did. The only thing is we'll try to infuse more coordination.
Okay.
And more,
From your team, other than you, somebody else will speak. Please speak. Anyone else?
Initially we were thinking to go for only 4 people, then we increased the number to 7, so that we could divide 5 numbers to each, like to one person.
So एक आदमी के हिस्से में
So
ज़्यादा नंबर आ
that's
गए.
why we took 7, so that we could divide in equal parts. One person will take 5 numbers, so that goes to 35 numbers. So in that sense we divided, we took only 7 people.
So we went by
How did that help you?
So
On what basis you concluded that if we do it with 4 people or 5 people, we'll be able to achieve the target? How did you reach that conclusion?
Because we had not seen the ground or how it has been placed, those numbers. So we thought that rather than the conclusion being created among ourselves, let's take few people.
Yeah, you gave me a good point. She said we have not seen the ground. Coordinators, I showed you the ground. Coordinators, raise your hands. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. I showed you the ground. And you know, while you were leaving, I was telling you, see, take a good look at it. If you want, like, you know, take a good look at it. Right? लोगों ना रास्ते में कुत्ता बिल्ली दिखता है ना, उसका फोटो निकालते क्लिक इमीडिएटली फेसबुक पे. और जब काम की चीज है जहाँ फोटो निकाल के आपके टीम को दिखा सकते थे, दैट यू डिडंट डू. वो रखा था, बैग में रखा था.
So one more point.
Let me get through with this point. If coordinators, if you would have shown them, this is how it looks. चलो कैमरा नहीं है, नोटपैड हाथ में था, पेंसिल था हाथ में, क्विकली एक डायग्राम बना सकते थे.
So the point I'm making here is that she told us like some sort of diagram rectangle she had drawn, and she said that it's like 4 corners, so we should go for 4 people. That's what she mentioned because she had seen the ground.
That's logic, यार. I mean, 4 rectangle, 4 corner तो होंगे. How did you conclude 4 लोग लगेंगे? Okay, other than you two, somebody else will speak. Deep.
Actually, we wanted to create less confusion. Actually, our big point was not keep.
And the cause that you had to stand out for all 4 rounds, 3 people who were standing out, how did you feel? Entire college, entire people, 45 people here that went through activity and you are not part of it. How did you feel?
I think I would have understood it.
So who would say that? And to whom? And when? Understand? Team, remember one thing, in team there is no liability. Even if required number of people is so and so, remember, I remember asking you that did you inquire with other people? जब वो खेल रहे थे, are you playing with full on या full on? कैसा कर रहे हो, क्या है? You can give and take information. It was not mentioned in the rule. They may say नहीं हम लोग नहीं बताएंगे. We have your own strategy. Okay, we are only playing with 3 people. Then they would react to हम लोग तो सब साथ में खेल रहे हैं. You get your answers that way, यार. Strategy is strategy till the time it gives you results. The moment it is not giving you results, it's time for change. As simple as that. What works is strategy. What you have beforehand in your mind is a design of strategy. You decide and define action steps. If it is not happening, what we call in management as mid-course adjustment. Something that is not working, you need to fine-tune it, retune it. Tata Nano plant was to be evacuated from to. उसने ऐसा नहीं बोला, मैंने तो कलकत्ता में सब लगा दिया सामान सुमान, अभी मैं यहाँ से नहीं जाऊंगा, मेरे को बंद करना पड़ेगा, चलेगा. No, they didn't have that ego. They had positive ego. You know what they said? They said it's okay. It might be delayed by 6 months, but we exactly know what is to be done. And that positive ego is something that we need to have. Come may what, results need to be delivered. And 3 people in a team, they were not part of the playing team. What they were thinking, did that entire team thought about it? Imagine a case, on a project you guys are working, company pays salary to all, 3 people are not part of team. Playing people say, बैठो ना यार आराम करो, क्या है, salary तो मिल रहा है. So the people who has to sit as a bench strength, they may not like it. If you ask me, these 3 girls, please don't do that, that's my warning. They might not participate wholeheartedly in next activities. That is one of the side effects of not being made part of the playing team. You thought of it? This is what happens. Why? Because we all maintain some kind of ego. तभी मेरी जरूरत नहीं थी. अभी क्या करना है? मैं किसी और से काम कर रहा हूँ. It happens. It happens. Unless you are very good friends, unless you understand what is there. I'm not harping on coordinator because I believe this is a decision made collectively.
It was done with everyone present. We made the strategy together. We asked, is it okay if we all do not participate and if others...
Alright, in that case, why these three people were not reshuffled? You needed three people to go out. So any other three people can remain out, and this...
We did ask them to reshuffle as well, but then the strategy which they had in the beginning, we all had in the beginning, they wanted to stick to it, saying that we'll bring more coordination and more quickness till the end of the round. So that's why I did not want to put, the pressure of one decision on everyone. So that's
Alright,
the reason we reshuffled.
teams, counteract to this or react to this. They played with 4 minus, 3 minus. What's your take on this?
More people, more numbers could have been covered.
That is fine. I showed you the emotional part of it. But if they would have won and if you all would have lost, then you would have said, "Kya strategy hai yaar? Teen log ko bahar rakha, jeet gaye." So what are the advantages and disadvantages? According to you, you played with full on. They had a point that confusion would have prevailed. So what is the advantage and disadvantage? And yeah, please counteract. Even if somebody would have told you 5 लोग को खिलाएंगे तो गारंटी जीत जाओगे, तो भी आप ये इसके साथ भी जाते थे ये स्ट्रेटेजी के साथ. That is not happening in that case. If you get a market input that 5 लोग खिलाओगे तो पक्का जीत जाओगे, then you have to go by that. You have to go at the end of the day. What matters is result. पहले 2 बैट्समैन डबल सेंचुरी करके 500 रन बनाते हैं सब मिला के, या पूरा टीम बनाता है, डजंट मैटर. इफ टारगेट इज 500 then you have to make 500. How, what, when, decide and divide amongst the team. Your team want to counteract to that? They didn't play 3 people. Any reactions?
Actually, sir, they should have tried all of them instead of competing with others. They should have at least had one instead of achieving the task.
Yeah. Less work, number उतने ही है. Is it less work?
Yes.
लोग से ज़्यादा बढ़ गए.
What he is saying, if it is divided in more number of people, then you get more, you can buy more time. Imagine a scenario, number 1, मेरे टीम में 11 जन है, मेरा नंबर 1 के बाद में मेरा जिम्मेदारी है नंबर 12. I just need to do my job well. Go on 1, I did. दूसरा, तीसरा, चौथा काम कर रहा है कि नहीं कर रहा है? That's not my lookout. I have to go stand near number 12, listen for a call, number 11 done and go on it. As simple as that. तो भी कुछ ना कुछ वर्कआउट होता था. So remember, I mean, in team there is no liability. There are assets. If you can't see anyone as asset, it's your problem. You have to figure that out. Okay? One team. This team. At the end of round 3, they couldn't complete, and I asked them. So, I mean, the way I style में सबको बोला, आपको अगर चौथा राउंड दिया जाएगा तो कैसा लगेगा? इन लोगों ने बोला नहीं चाहिए. So personally, if नहीं हो रहा है, that means boss. So that reaction, would just like to know from your side. What caused you? कोऑर्डिनेटर भी डर गई थी. मैं सबका हेड काउंट लेती, मतलब हैंड काउंट लेती हूँ. किन लोगों को नहीं खेलना है, फिर हम लोग डिसाइड करेंगे प्लस और माइनस. ऑन व्हाट बेसिस यू सेड दैट व्हेन यू डिसाइडेड? ओके, वैलिड. किसी को नहीं लेना है, चांस नहीं लेना है. ऑन व्हाट बेसिस यू डिसाइडेड? Someone said, I think 2 people as well as yeah. Sir, नहीं करते नहीं.
So because he thought that 24 that we did was maximum score.
Valid. See, again, intention of he saying I don't want to go for round 4 because the fear कि ये जो इतना अच्छा किया है ये भी चले जाएगा काम से. That is valid. For that basis you said that is valid. I really thought, looking at the entire mood of team, that you could not digest the failure. One, काटा करने में अटक गया था. बड़ा बोलते थे जानते अभी और नहीं इतना नजदीक आके नहीं होता है नहीं खेलना है जाओ. That happens. That's the ego. That's the ego that makes you say that statement. But if you say हमको लगा ऐसे कि 24 तक किया है बहुत अच्छा किया है और इसके आगे और जाएंगे और किधर 10 या 12 पे मतलब टीम पे भरोसा नहीं है तो ऐसा होता है 10-12 पे रिस्टार्ट हो गया ये 24 से भी नीचे आ जाएगा. With that he says I take it. Was there anything else to that? You saying no, we don't want to do it. That's it. Okay, that's fine. That's fine with me. It is round 1 के पहले people were just okay देखते हैं क्या करना है. सर तो बोल रहे हैं फन है लेकिन कुछ दिख नहीं रहा. And then round 1, round 2, it started challenging you. So जाके हो कैसे नहीं. And then round 4 में suddenly सबका बोलते ना एकदम full on में एकदम सबका बत्ती जल रहा था और energy. I saw round 1 के पहले people were like casual standing. गार्डन में जाते हैं वैसा. Round 4 में बैंड था भैया बोलो कैसा जाने का है. वैसा one team वो उधर खड़ा रहता है ना तो मल्ल लोग करते ना वैसा. If you ask me, that is important because this is running around activity and for that you need energy, you need your entire body to be reflex oriented, to be ready for action. That's needed. So you did everything that you could to fulfill the target, to achieve the target, and that is valid, and that is a proof that everyone wants to do good in life. Our methodology sometimes vary, and some people end up terming as they are not good, these people are not good, that people it's not so. Everyone wants to do it. You want to be challenged, so you receive challenge. After round 1 till round 4, you're challenging yourself, and how you are talking to each other. Round 2 or 3 के बाद में, that is real communication. Round 1 के पहले, you just knew what is to be done, and you started understanding after round 1. धीरे धीरे दिमाग में वो बटन स्विच ऑन होते गए वैसे वैसे बत्तियां जलते गई. Is this the picture? Is this what we are supposed to be doing? Good, we'll go ahead. Right? So good, fantastic. Ready for more action?
Yes, sir.
For that I would like Sandeep to add a couple of points and maybe Abhay. Sandeep is going to do a good job declaring winners. Okay, tell me, who is the winner?
RT.
If you did your job well, you are winner. If you gave 100% to a job, you are winner.
Yep.
Alright? Good. Please, Sandeep, go ahead.
This is what a management college?
Yes.
First year, second year?
First year.
I mean, engineers, commerce graduates, staff graduates?
Sir.